Hi YouTubers, I'm back with yet another recipe. I am going to try out this Circus Animal Cookie Cheesecake. These are the ingredients that I'm going to be using. Down here I got that pink gel food coloring. I got my cream cheese down here, and I'm going to use a non-Perriel sprinkles, some vanilla, eggs, sour cream, butter, parchment paper because I don't yet have one of those opening pie ones that you can take off. I will be purchasing one soon, and some sugar. All right, let's get started. Okay, you guys, so you're gonna want to pick out just the pink cookies for your crust. You're gonna want to pick out 2 cups worth of cookies. I don't have a food processor, so I'm gonna be smashing them myself. Okay, you guys, so I cut out some parchment paper and I added some of this non-cooking oil spray to the pan to kind of get your parchment paper to stick down. Like I said, I don't have that pie thing that you need. So I'm going to add 6 tablespoons of butter into my 2 cups of cookies. Now I ended up blending. I don't have a food processor. I didn't think that the blender was going to work as well, but it did. So now I'm just mixing it all up. Stir it pretty good. You want to make sure that butter gets to every little piece. That looks about good. And you're just going to want to pour it into your crust. Now, into the pan, I'm sorry. Now, a lot of people use a measuring cup, the bottom of the measuring cup, to smash all this down. I'm just going to use my spoon, possibly my hand. And now, once this is ready, you're going to want to bake it at 350 degrees for 10 or 30 minutes. I'm sorry. Correcting myself there. You're going to bake it at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. And you just want to press it down in there. You want it to just be kind of, you don't want to bring it up to the side. Just kind of smush it in there. Get a good even layer out. I think that's about good. Sorry if you heard my child back there. We are parents. And there you go. Okay, you guys, so the pie crust is in the oven for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Now I'm going to get the cheesecake part going. So this I am going to use 8-ounce Philadelphia cream cheese, if I can get this sucker to open. It's been sitting out for a little while, about 30 minutes or so. Then I am going to add in the sour cream. And this is 3/4 of a cup of sour cream. 1 tablespoon of vanilla. 1/2 cup of sugar. And 4 eggs. Yes, I will definitely be wiping down my table afterwards. And now to get my hand mixer going. Oh, yeah, no. And you want to just start it off on low. Make sure it all gets mixed in there correctly. Slowly bring it up to the higher speed. Bring it up another notch to medium. Mine is at a 3. And you're just gonna mix this until it gets a little thick. Okay, so I've been mixing it now for about 2.5 to 3 minutes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop. And it's not going to be thick. It's going to be somewhat still creamy because you're going to part them in two. Okay, you guys. So I separated it into 2 equal parts. On one of them, I am going to add some pink food coloring. Then I'm going to mix it up a little bit just to make sure it turns pink. That's about the color you want to match the cookie. Okay, you guys, so I'm back. I did end up taking out my pie crust about maybe 20 minutes into it cooking, just because I guess I didn't press it down hard enough and it kind of started cracking open, but I got it fixed. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to use 1 cup of this, the one without the coloring of the cheesecake, and you're going to add it in there. Then you're going to get another one of the pink and you're going to add it in there. I'm going to have to add a little bit more just because this measuring cup is just a little smaller than the other one. We'll add some more of this white one. Oh my gosh, you guys, my mouth is watery. Some more pink. A little bit more pink. Some white. Yummy. Some more white just because I didn't grab it right. Some pink. I'm tossing it everywhere, making a mess. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to hold this now because it's already to the last of it. And to top it off with the pink. And now you're going to put it back into the oven for an hour on the 350 degrees. You guys, so while the cheesecake is baking, we are going to make homemade whipping cream. So I'm going to use 8 ounces of the Philadelphia cream cheese, 1 cup powdered sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 2.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. Now first you're going to add in the cream cheese, if I could get it open. And you don't want it to be setting at room temperature. You want it cold. So it's going to be straight out the fridge. Add it in there. And you're going to mix this slowly first until it's a creamy consistency. Now, this isn't the best way to do it with a hand mixer. You want to use a KitchenAid or Cuisinart. But unfortunately, I don't have one of those right now. We did get one ordered and it's on its way. It's in the mail. So you're going to just kind of whip it. Let it all kind of come out fluffy. You're going to add in your 1 cup powdered sugar. And you want to slowly start mixing it, just so it doesn't splat everywhere and you don't get no sugar clouds in your cream cheese. The little cloud pockets, whatever they're called. And just keep mixing, go up a little higher. Back down a little. So this is what it should look like. Of course, it's going to still get stuck in the little mixer things. Just let it come up and come out on its own. You want to add in your 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Go ahead and give that a mix, starting on low. And as you're doing this, I did pause the video for a little bit. You want to be scraping down the sides to make sure you get it all mixed in there correctly. Then you're going to slowly add in your heavy whipping cream. We'll put in that half. Move it out the way. Kind of get a blend in here. Once again, I did pause to scrape the side of my bowl. Now that you got it in this form, you want to slowly add in the other 2 cups of the whipping cream, heavy whipping cream. Now your heavy whipping cream needs to be at least 36% of fat heavy, or it won't turn out that great. And you just keep mixing it in. And I know with the hand mixer, I'm gonna need to sit here and mix it a lot longer than if I would be using a Cuisine or a KitchenAid, but that's okay. I'll probably be here for about 5 minutes or so. So you just continue adding it in there. Keep blending it. You want to easily go from low to medium to gently a higher speed. Keep at it until it forms to a thicker layer. As you can tell, I moved up the speed. You want to create the little bubbles in there just so it can make it a thicker texture. Just keep mixing it with your hand mixer until you form your actual whipped cream. Alright, you guys, you see how it's getting them ripples in there? It's getting thicker. Like I said, with the hand mixer, you are going to be here a little bit longer, but it is possible. You want to just make sure you're going up and down, not too high where you're going to splatter your whole kitchen walls, but just enough to fluff it all up. Okay, you guys, it's just about that texture. Now you want to just dip it and see if it keeps that stabilized texture, not falling off, not leaking, nothing. Now I did want to add that the cream cheese is a stabilizer for your whipped cream to last up to about 3 days. So it may taste a little like cheesecake, but it's a very good stabilizer. As you can tell, my tester here, it's pretty good. It's not falling or anything. You don't want to whip it too much because it will be a fail. Okay, so normally you would use Couverture chocolate. I could not find it, so I don't even know how to pronounce it. But it is in the beginning of the video, and I will leave it in the ingredients. So all you're going to do is just slowly add them into your pot. You're going to want to turn your heat on, of course, until about maybe a 3, just to kind of get it going. And you're going to add in some heavy whipping cream. Not too much, but just enough to keep it creamy. Okay, so it's getting to its desired meltiness. You might want to just stir it a little, just to make sure it don't get stuck. But if you're cooking it on low, you should be fine. You don't want to overcook your chocolate either, because it will have a little bit of a burnt taste to it. Okay, and it's ready to be poured over your cheesecake. Okay, now I'm just going to pour it over and kind of let it just fall as it goes. And I know the cheesecake is not the prettiest, but it's going to be delicious. So kind of help it if it's not going. Spread it down the sides. And right now that it is like this with the chocolate on top, I took my top off. You want to sprinkle that on there, because this is going to be the top layer. You want to make sure you cover it good. I put it on a cookie sheet just for the fact that I didn't want sprinkles everywhere, but as you can tell, they're still jumping to where they please to. But hey, it's what we got a broom for. All right. Okay, guys, so I'm adding in my whipped cream, homemade whipped cream that we just made, into my piping bag. Now, I want you to take a close look to my cheesecake. It looks a little funky around the edges due to the parchment paper as it was cooking. So it's still going to be okay. It will look better if you have the pie pan where you can latch it and take it off. That's just the parchment paper folding in. So now we're going to just decorate it. And also I did leave my cheesecake. I put it in the freezer for about 15 minutes just to make sure that it was cooled down enough so that my cheesecake or my whipped cream did not deflate. Now I'm going to decorate the pie. I almost put it in the wrong side. Oh, I didn't add enough to that side. Son of a gun. Now you're more than welcome to add some sprinkles to your whipped cream if you'd like. But I think this is plenty of whipped cream for me. So how does it look so far? So now I'm going to be cutting out a piece. Make sure we get down into the crust. I don't know if I'm cutting into the crust. Okay, so I cut me a piece out. Come on out. And I'll show you guys the inside of the cake. And now to taste test it. Pretty good. You want to try it? To my cameraman in the back. How does it taste? Once again, you guys, thanks for watching our video. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And we'll be back with more.